On today's Saturday news, we've got the latest CM Punk AEW return update.
MJF tweets and deletes about Goldberg.
Some potential WWE 2023 draft plans that have been revealed.
And we've got a full update on the Backlash card. Are you ready? Are you ready for the news time? Yes, my name is Phil Chambers and I'm joined by Gareth Morgan and Salty the Sea Dog to talk all things wrestling. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video, comment down below what you think of each of today's stories, subscribe to the channel, and links are in the description to each of the stories, so click them and off you go. But first up, Gareth.
Oh yes, it is me. Hi. I've just realised that we keep doing the Are You Ready thing, and I don't think that's the theme song anymore for SmackDown, which is really sad.
Yeah, it's been different for like 6 months or something,
yeah.
But I'm going to keep it, because why the hell
Why not? Why not? We are relevant. Okay, so CM Punk stuff, speaking of relevancy, because it's always relevant, we've got another update about old Philly Punky Chicky Magnety, and he is apparently still not apologised to the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks haven't done the same. Everyone doesn't seem very happy with the situation still at this point, but the reason for this, and this is according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, and this is also apparently like coming from Punk's sources that are like close to him kind of thing, that's because Punk's been told not to speak to the Young Bucks. So you can't really apologise to somebody if you've been told explicitly to not speak to them. So that's what Meltzer said, like that's the way that is. On top of that as well, this meeting that has been said to be like going down rather soon between Punk, Jericho, Tony Khan and FTR, that's still not happened yet, and that's looking like a very important step towards just resolving all of this stuff really before he comes back, or at least getting towards that, because I don't think it's just going to be done in one meeting, because there's a lot to get into. And in terms of his return, this is what this is all about, the big old return. There is now a date that looks like it's definitely probably going to be when he returns. It feels very much like the first dance all over again, but it's looking like June 17th at the United Center in Chicago. Like that's going to be the thing. Like they've apparently booked the building already. That's ready to go, and they're just trying to finalize the deal now. And then they'll probably announce something, or maybe they won't. Maybe he'll sell out another building based just on a rumor because he's CM Punk and it's just what he does. And this is also looking like it's going to be the debut of the Saturday show that's rumored to be called Collision. Pretty much it should be at this point, because I think they've got a trademark and all those kind of things, and it looks like it is going to be Collision. And I think that's everything. There's a lot of updates there in that Observer. He's literally the number one topic, isn't he, right now, CM Punk? Everyone wants to know what's going to happen, when's he going to pop up, and it's looking like it's going to be June 17th after he's had a meeting with people and continued to not say sorry to people, and people have not said sorry to him. All the drama, but it makes for good content.
Exactly, yeah. Love it. Bring back the chaos. Huge fan. There's also the figures being thrown around about how much they're going to be making from this new TV show of the like $52 million a year thing.
Madness.
It's all absolutely crazy. Building up to the first dance, I guess.
The second waltz.
Yeah, the second waltz. I'm all for it. Bring back CM Punk. Bring back the chaos. I have no idea how it will work backstage, but luckily I don't have to be backstage, so it's not my problem. But yeah, exciting times. Yeah. It's all bizarre. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? I assume he'll get told to apologize to the Young Bucks at some point.
No,
or maybe he's just going to get told to just never speak to the Young Bucks.
What he's going to do, he's going to get told that second one, and then he's going to go and sit in the middle of the ring with his own plastic replica belt and say, "Come on, Elite, I'm going to challenge you." And then he's going to stand up when they don't do it and say, "That's coward stuff." Again, he's probably going to do that. Probably. I can see that. Just go into business for himself. Yeah.
Indeed. Also, all this money things, it works both ways. Like, CM Punk's gonna get Collision out of this, I guess. But like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all the Elite, when their contracts come up, they can say, "Well, you brought back Punk when we really didn't want to. You're gonna have to up our deals massively to make us stay." It's gonna work out for everyone in the long run.
Everyone's gonna get paid.
It's just so much more money being thrown around.
Yeah.
Just might be a little bit awkward for a while.
Yeah, but that's nothing new in this business, is it?
It really isn't. Yeah. It's all bizarre, but I'm very much looking forward to it. But speaking of bizarre and looking forward to it, MJF has been tweeting, obviously, like he does, and deleting about Goldberg. Now, obviously, there's a lot of speculation about Goldberg and what he's going to be doing. It's kind of teasing like a big sort of independent retirement tour thing, but there's also been a lot of speculation about him going to AEW at some point. Tony Khan's mentioned that he's open to it as an idea. Well, MJF is joining in with the discourse on Twitter, and he tweeted and then pretty much immediately deleted, just saying, in response to a report that Goldberg was in LA, like taking meetings about an international retirement tour, he just tweeted saying, "I'd beat the ever-loving shoot out of this roided up Jew," and then he deleted it again. So, not the first time MJF's called out Goldberg. He said things in the past, saying things about, I think it was Goldberg like having panic attacks when he's got a microphone in his hand and things like that. It's not the first time he's called out Goldberg, let's face it. And a fascinating matchup would be Goldberg versus MJF if that actually ever came to a head. Goldberg hasn't said anything yet about the rumors or speculation about going to AEW, but you never know, and more people are talking about it. We've actually got an interview coming up on Monday, plugging stuff with Wardlow, where he's talking about Goldberg as well, so look out for that. Nice. But yeah, MJF and Goldberg, what do you think?
He's gonna kill him. He's gonna hurt him, Phil. Yeah, I've met Goldberg, and he's a big guy. Even like at this point in his life, he's still a very big guy, very intense guy. MJF's a very funny guy who can also be quite intense, just not quite as intense as the man who is fond of slamming his head into turnbuckles. So
and Goldberg historically doesn't particularly like his buttons being pushed.
No,
let's say
sits in the Ronda Rousey school of kayfabe, doesn't he? It's going to be fascinating. Like you said, I'm very much ready for it, and it's going to go down at All In. Yeah! So it's going to be great. That's going to be a main event, and then CM Punk's going to have a run-in, and we're going to set up MJF versus CM Punk 12. I don't know. That's going to be great as well. Oh, I'm so excited, Phil. All confirmed, official here on WhatCulture Wrestling. Okay, next 100%. Thing that we're going to talk about is the draft. That is confirmed. That is a thing that's happening next week now. Wow, just days move fast, don't they? And one of the big things that's been spoken about a lot over the last couple of weeks when it comes to this draft is potential call-ups. I think that I heard it somewhere that the call-ups that would have happened on the Raw after Mania are looking to potentially be sprinkled throughout this draft on the SmackDown and the Raw, which is going to be April 28th and then May 1st. So sucks to be you, Phil, but you just didn't have it on that Raw after Mania. You're going to have to sit here at home, watch it like us normal mortals. So, a big thing that's going to happen on this draft, apparently, and this is according to a recent report from PW Elite, is that we're going to see stars such as Cameron Grimes, Zoe Starks, Pretty Deadly, and Ilya Dragunov. They're all going to be potentially drafted because that's been pitched, it's been talked about backstage. As we know, these things can often change literally at the last minute because Vince McMahon suddenly turns around and goes, "No, they're not big enough, damn it," and throws them into a bin forever. And at this point, it's looking like Grimes and Starks haven't really been assigned a specific brand, like where they're going to land. But Pretty Deadly are looking like they're Raw bound, and Dragunov is pitched to land on SmackDown. So we're going to get that Gunter rematch, and I'm going to be so excited. That's just going to be incredible. Like, if you've not seen it, just think of what happened between Drew and Sheamus and all that kind of stuff, and then just it's happening to a smaller person who can hit equally as hard. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So and probably times it by about 5 the way you hit Celia.
Yeah, it's just going to be magical. And then on top of this, it's also been reported recently that Tyler Bate is a name that's been thrown about as somebody who could potentially be called up. Again, fascinating, brilliant matches that you could have there with people like Gunter and beyond, because they've already done it before. Just run them all back with Gunter. He's the man. And on top of that, you got Bron Breakker, who's been speculated. A lot of people thinking Bron Breakker could finally come up. I think it is probably time, but knowing WWE, they'll just keep him there for another 5 years because why the hell not? So let's just see what happens. The excitement's building, but I don't want to be hurt again. It just happens every year, doesn't it? Every year.
Absolutely. The biggest thing with the draft is just please do something interesting with the actual shows. Something interesting like we did. We recorded our own fantasy draft yesterday, actually, and that's going to be going up next Friday on the day of the WWE Draft. So look out for that.
You're good at this plug-in stuff, Phil. I'll give it you. You're good at it.
Plug-in stuff. Speaking of plug-in stuff, Backlash. WWE have been plugging stuff for that event last night on SmackDown. And the first sort of match that they've added to it is Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley, which has obviously been hinted at through all the sort of Judgment Day versus LWO kind of stuff going on. So that is now official. We've also got Austin Theory versus Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley for the US title, which is an interesting one. Good luck, Austin Theory, with that one.
Squish.
Yes. The other matches, KO and Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle taking on the Bloodline, which is, of course, the Usos and Solo Sikoa, which is going to be a very good match. We've got Cody versus Brock Lesnar, which is an obvious one that's also got announced.
Squish again.
There's also gonna be, exactly. There's also gonna be something to do with Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day in some way, however that shapes out. And then another match that they kind of just threw out there with no rhyme, reason, build, or anything. It's gonna be Omos versus Seth Rollins.
Squish again.
Why?
Oh, they squish.
Why not? I guess.
God knows. Literally, I woke up this morning and I just looked at it and thought, oh, somebody's made one of those, like, create your own things. Like, oh, imagine if this happened. I was like, oh, no, that's WWE.
That's official.
Why? It'll be, again, I'm ready for it. It's going to be ridiculous. And just... Why? Oh, they've broken me, Phil. They've broken me.
Idea.
Why?
But Backlash is shaping up to be a pretty fun card, to be fair. By the looks of it.
I'm definitely here for it. I mean, main event Seth Rollins and Omos for the number one contendership for Roman Reigns' title, and then just Omos versus Roman in Saudi land. Yeah!
There you go. Books itself. But that is it. That is the news. Thank you very much for joining us. If you want, you can follow on the conversation over on Twitter. You can follow me at Phil My Chambers, and you can follow Gareth
at GMorgan04.
And you can follow all of us at WhatCulture WWE. Like I say, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what you think of all of today's stories, including the very random Seth Rollins versus Omos match. What else? Subscribe, have I said that? Like the video. That's another thing you can do. And watch more videos. Ups and Downs for SmackDown is coming in just a little bit. No Rampage today. That will be out tomorrow. Sorry, Simon Miller, making you work on a Sunday. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining us. And most importantly, have yourselves a bloody good day.
Bye-bye.